Welcome back, and finally we're joined by the AMVCA's winning director for Best Indigenous Film, Yoruba.
Yes, Edgard Leroy is his name. He's an astute student of the Arts and Film School. And of course, well, he learns all of the things that he's going to share with us on his journey here in Nigeria.
It might interest you to know that Edgar is not exactly Nigerian. He's been around in Nigeria for quite a while, but you're from Cameroon. Right. And you won Best Director for an Indigenous movie here?
Yoruba.
Explain.
Wow. Still very surreal. Still very surreal up until this very moment as we speak, because, you know, directing a feature film is not child's play to begin with, let alone directing a feature film in a language that you do not understand. Yes, but then the passion would make you do things sometimes that feels almost impossible.
Okay, I know this was your directorial debut in the film industry, as in the film, but what was it about the story that captivated you that want to be on this project?
Well, so first off, I would identify myself as an indigenous African filmmaker because
if you hadn't won the award, you category.
So, like my next project right now is still an indigenous story.
Oh, okay.
You know, almost all the projects I have lined up are indigenous stories in languages I do not understand from different parts of Africa. You know, it makes the whole process even more exciting and challenging, and that is just the joy.
That's what drives you.
Yes. Okay. So, you know, Africa is so rich, and we have to tell our stories. Hollywood has done it all. Bollywood has done even, you know, crazier things. Now you have Korea coming in and really giving us the vibes, right? So we as Africans, the best we can do is just to tell our stories with the most authenticity possible. Yeah.
Now, I do find ALAISE very authentic, extremely authentic. But it feels like you had to go to a very remote part of Nigeria. Tell us a bit about the location and, as a director, those amazing shots.
Oh, thank you very much. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. But then at the same time, we had to understand what we had as resources, because we had very little or no resources at all. Wow.
You know, every director says that. Everybody says that there's no budget, no budget. But how much are we talking?
What? 5 million, way under 5 million, somewhere around that.
Okay, okay.
Not
US dollars,
no.
Naira. Okay, just check.
You know. On some of these big projects I've assisted on, those would be stuff that they will use for maybe a day or two to do welfare, to feed people on set, really. So it's a shoestring budget. But, you know, God so kind, our efforts were richly rewarded.
Where was the location? Sorry?
The film was shot on location in Fiditi, Oyo State.
Okay.
The reason why we took it that way was because shooting in Lagos, locations are expensive. I find myself paying for locations in Lagos, one location for a day, over 500,000.
Wow. What?
Yes, for a location.
Like a mansion or a duplex or a flat?
Or a mansion. Like if you want to do a mansion kind of vibe, right?
Wow.
I shot a commercial just like sometime last year, and that's how much I paid. Wow. I'm shooting something this weekend, and I'm paying 300,000 for just a field with no structure on it.
For a day?
For a day.
For like 24 hours? No,
that is what they will tell you, but when it's like 12 hours, you start seeing people grumbling in the background, all that kind of stuff.
Wow, that must be really expensive. You're Cameroonian, you really do not understand any Nigerian language or any of our ethnic languages, but how are you able to, you know, understand the script and interpret it in the way that you want it to? I mean, with the, you know, given the directions for the movie. So I need to be in your headspace right now.
Well, it's like I said earlier, it's really still very surreal up until this very moment, because, you know, how does it happen, right? But so the way the story was conceived, my partner David and I, David Akonde, we were filming a documentary about some slum community within the confines of Oworu, trying to like inspire young people and all that kind of thing. So we saw a house that was sinking, and then they was like, what if, you know, some people were trapped in this house? No. They started thinking and all. And before long, you know, we started developing the story. But then when the story was fully flushed out and we were going for production, it was obvious that my weakness was the language. So we just had somebody on set who was translating for me. Like, before we film every scene, he would literally come and they would like read through all the lines, and then I literally have a mental map of what every line is saying at that very moment. Then I give my blockings to the actors and everything, and I was on camera, I directed, I did drones, I did everything. Yeah. So
I'm wondering how many cameras in total did we work with?
we had 2 cameras on set.
Okay.
I was operating those 2 cameras simultaneously because we could not afford the second DOP. But at the same time, most of the film, like 75% of the film, was shot with 1 camera. And at some point, my crew almost beat me up on set. They were like, wow, why would you have 2 cameras on set and then you're filming with just 1? But then they just did not understand my angle to storytelling, you know. By the time we're getting to day 4 of shoot, which was like our final day, they began to understand, you know, my approach and how I was telling that story. And, you know, they were slowly getting comfortable, but the production was already over. So.
Oh, wow.
So you had, your movie was in a very interesting category with other amazing indigenous movies in the Yoruba category. And to be honest, I didn't see you people winning.
Everybody. I didn't see us winning.
Wow. I mean,
the nomination was enough for me. Because it was surreal to see that, you know, this project we made with very little or nothing got recognized by the AMVCA, and they had thousands of films coming in. You know, and then we got recognized. That was enough for me. That was such a big win. In the hall, when they were announcing, I was recording, like, whosoever won, I would, like, post and say congratulations. But then they called that one, and I literally freaked out. I almost passed out. Wow. Because it was unbelievable.
So were you told, I mean, the award, did they tell you guys what was it that stood out in the movie for them that would, you know?
I wish they did, but...
Do you think you have an idea now?
Yeah.
Sincerely, I can't tell, right? Because we just went there and we did the most we could, and really, I don't know. We just told the story from the perspective we could. And I'm sure that with all the films that were in our category, ours would be like the minimum, like the barest minimum. And every other person could have won but us.
It's really interesting. Congratulations on the award. And really, more grease to all the other indigenous movies you're trying to make. Speaking of movies, this is ALAISE.
Okay.
Kí ni ìdí tí àwọn kan fi gbà pé kò sí Ọlọ́run?